Hello and welcome to Comics with Jose. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Follow me on Twitter at Art of J Velez or on Instagram at jvelez622 where I share some doodles that I work on and a little comic book story that I'm currently working on as well, free of charge. I do this for fun and I just enjoy talking and sharing comic books. Like, follow, and subscribe if you like the channel. We're going to go over comic book stories that I have. I own a lot of comic books over the years. We're going to use digital, however, because it's easier to share on digital on your computer screen or phone. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for coming back to listen to me ramble about my favorite subject, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books, and I do want to share them with you. Today we're going to be looking at Justice League number 6 from 1987. This is the issue before it gets renamed to Justice League International. We've got one more to go after this to complete the first arc. Great cover here by Kevin Maguire. One of his you just don't see his covers like this very often, so I do enjoy it. So this will, like I said, we are one more issue, and it will complete the first arc. So here's the Creeper, who happens to be Jack Ryder. I do have the previous issues, so if you want to go back and look at them, you certainly can. So the credits are Keith Giffen and Jim DeMatteis are the writers. Kevin Maguire is the penciler, and Al Gordon is the inker. So we see what the Gray Man turned that town into. So Captain Marvel is missing, and they're wondering about him. And Batman's being cautious because this isn't just just some robber. We're dealing with someone that took down Dr. Fate, so they need to know what he's capable of. So the Gray Man has changed the town, as you can see, kind of trying to make everything in his image, but sees the Justice League and tells them, that they won't be any more successful than they were. And then he's kind of getting that they are not talking to him. So Dr. Fate tells him to give up, but of course he's angry, so he won't. And so Kevin Maguire's art, I don't know how to this old dude really does look like an old dude. It is just amazing how well he draws, not just the expressions but these tiny little details. You can see on the Gray Man, he does enough to get you to know that this guy is really old. um he's not quite like McFarlane where he puts marks on everybody. He's saving it for certain areas, but I just absolutely love Kevin Maguire's art. It's a sad that there's not enough. I wish he would draw more on the insides. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of for as long as he's been working. There's a lot of covers, but internals or inside pages, just not very much, which is a shame. So the Gray Man just keeps complaining about, what it's like to be him, not being able to laugh with someone, and he thinks that it's time that he started laughing. But this is a great page here, just with with the eyes here. That his sense of humor has distorted with the age. So, and go back to the league. So I even in the seriousness, just I love the humor. You know, like she sometimes this guy acts like he's from Mars. So they're all in a coma. And Batman just says that they need to find what's wrong with the root of the problem so that they can help everybody. And of course, Booster says we should get moving or they're going to find us. And Batman's like, that's a great idea. Let them come to us. And he goes, but I wasn't suggesting. And then Batman's like, I like the way you think. Keep up the good work. And Booster's like, he was kidding, right? And Black Canary is like, he made a joke once, let's see, 4 to 5 years ago. He's due for another one, and that might have been it. So this series is Keith Giffen and Jim DeMatteis just packed the humor into this show, or I'm sorry, this series. It's a shame that eventually, Kevin McGuire's no longer does it, but man, would it have this probably would have been as far as an overall series would have been one of the all-time greats if McGuire would have been able to stick with it. So they ask the creeper why he's there, but of course the creeper just keeps answering with questions. So Batman gives up, and you can see now the Gray Man has show up in the body of Captain Marvel. So um, you can see Captain Marvel with the gray hair. So he grabs Black Canary and Booster Gold. Um, Blue Beetle doesn't think Captain Marvel will hurt them, but of course, since he's being controlled, and they throw. So Captain Marvel grabs Blue Beetle and Black Canary, and sorry, Booster Gold, and Blue Beetle thinks that he won't hurt them because he's Captain Marvel, but because he's possessed, he of course throws them, and Batman tells him to go get him. And Mr. Miracle is he doesn't fly. He uses these discs that allow him to fly. So and Martian Manhunter is quickly dispatched. Great art, very simple, and it's very elegant. Kevin McGuire doesn't really spot a lot of blacks, so and so Martian Manhunter. So Batman orders Martian Manhunter to fight, but it's uh it's a quick fight. So like I said, I love McGuire's rendering of the Gray Man. So Dr. Fate can see that this is causing a strain on him, despite the fact that the Gray Man's pretending it doesn't. And he ends up letting go of Captain Marvel. And he's like, "What's going on?" And then boom, he gets hit. And just the Oh, sorry. Did I hurt you? Oh my goodness gracious. The humor in this series is phenomenal. It's just spot on. It's like they wrote Thor um Love and Thunder because that movie was joke after joke after joke. So, all right. So, Mr. Jordan, I believe they're talking about Hal Jordan here. So you can see the Green Lantern ring. Essentially, Maxwell Lord wants Hal Jordan to join the League, but Hal Jordan says, you have Guy, so probably, and then he tries to say, oh, well, I'm sure it must be jealousy on your part, which of course kind of gets on his nerves. Notice how he wears this thing. This is total 80s dressing. So um, it's very funny. So and Maxwell Lord doesn't think he makes mistakes. So um, look at this. This was the movie playing around that time. So The Living Daylights was a James Bond movie. So the Creeper has shown up, and I remember my first exposure to the Creeper, and I thought that it was in a Superman. What was it? DC Comics presents, and I think Superman teamed up with the Creeper, who, by the way, is Jack Ryder. So, um, Jack Ryder and the Creeper are the same. So, inside, Doctor Fate is fighting the Gray Man, and they're like, "Well, we um, don't butt in. It's mystic stuff." So, I love Batman's seriousness. So, as the two of them go and fight, suddenly all the Gray Man's clones show up, and you can see that they all have his powers. So, like this pose of Batman. So, love like when I said that he is a great impressionist, this is again what I meant. Look at his how the impressions. I mean, he is so good at this. Look at Mr. Miracle. I mean, this dude. Everyone's smiling or frowning or whatever. Man, he is just a good. He's a good artist. So and Batman tells Mr. Miracle not to do it, but the Gray Man gets him, and he's trying to get everybody, including Batman. And Dr. Fate is left. So Dr. Fate, or I'm sorry, the Gray Man wants Dr. Fate to surrender and grovel. And Dr. Fate is like, yeah, no, I don't think so. You can see that this is serious because Batman's knocked down. And Dr. Fate says he's been holding back and he's going to get rid of him and show him what true power is. And they've all disappeared. Everyone's. So this is the end of the issue. Kind of just ends right there. Now, I have to tell you, this ending was a little too at this point because it kind of just goes and tells if I'm gonna go back here. If Dr. Fate could have just done this at the whole time, and why did he allow everything to happen? So I don't like these kinds of endings. It seemed like um I don't know. It's a little bit of a cheap ending to an otherwise good story. So and then next issue, like I said, is the true end of the arc where it becomes Justice League International. So thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Bye.